Hello again, let's talk about the future of Move or Die. A few days ago I made an announcement on Steam asking you guys what you want in the next update, and the results were very interesting. This is how the graph looks like right now. More game modes is the first option with the most votes. Coming in second is teams, 2v2 or 3v1, and we kind of experimented with that in game modes like boss fight. But most of you, and also we, want this as a system built in the game that would carry across all the other game modes. We don't have anything prototyped in the game regarding teams, but we want to look into that. We want to see if it's possible to implement that in the game and if the game would support it, because it sounds like a cool idea. So yeah, those two options are the top ones, and right under them we have better networking. Yes, we're aware that the networking is not as good as it could be. Also more characters and more mutators. All of these are overall more content. Now in the last place we have more soundtrack packs, which is ironic because we're working on a new one. But I imagine that would be the last one we make, since you made it very clear that that's not a priority, at least not for now. And also more announcers is the second last place, and we don't really have any new announcers lined up. But yeah, that's very interesting. Now, the coolest thing was that you guys inputted your own ideas in the little field that was there, and one of the most common requests that was not in the list I made was more maps, more levels for already existing game modes. And this is very interesting because I never imagined that would be the problem. I always thought that it would be much better to have more game modes rather than more levels for each game mode. But you made it clear that you want more levels, and we're gonna try to fix that, and we're gonna try to add more levels for the already existing game modes, which shouldn't be that hard. It's just time consuming because I make all of the levels and it takes some time. But yes, I'm gonna do that for the next update. And aside from that, we also got some requests that we predicted, like rebinding keys for controllers. The good news is we are planning on working on something like that for hopefully for the next update, if it works out. If not, for the next one, next one. Aside from that, we also got some very interesting ideas, like sorting out game modes you don't like, that select them in your inventory. Or I would love to have you be able to turn on certain mutators and turn off others. Now I find that to be a very interesting idea, and something that if I would be a Move or Die player, I like to think I am, but I would want that in the game as well. We are planning on some big changes regarding how the game modes are unlocked in the future, and that change would also bring this feature to the game, because I think it's a great idea, and I like having that option of selecting, basically creating your own playlist of game modes. Somebody else said add block, entity, items, and others in the Move or Die editor. We gave the editor a bit of love in the last patch, and we plan on keeping updating the editor in more significant ways. Like, I would like to have an item viewer in the character viewer, so you can select like items that would show up on the character, so you can easily check them and their animations in case you want to mod them. So yes, we will add something like that in the future. And also a lot of you guys requested more than 4 players. Now sadly, we are not really able to do this, at least not right now. It's something that we would have to experiment with, because the game was designed for 4 players from the very beginning, and a lot of things are hard-coded for 4 players. And adding more than 4 players would require us to rewrite a lot of code in a lot of places, and that would take a lot of time, and it might not work as well as imagined. So I find the idea of more than 4 players interesting. It's just that it would be something very difficult to prototype and to experiment to see if it works. So if that happens, it will be much later on, after we are done with all the things that are urgent and that we have to get out quickly. So yeah, those were kind of the serious requests you guys had, and then because this is the internet, we also got some more interesting requests, like combine local and online multiplayer, something that has been in the game for several months now. Mario Remake gone sexual, Bomberman Super Smash Bros. Okay, large talents. Ducks with a lot of exclamation points. Now, I do have a duck asset that I made a while ago, and I tried to keep sneaking it in the game in various ways. I managed to get it in Loot Grab as a piece of loot. And also, if you want more ducks in Move or Die, you can check the workshop where I made a mod called Ducks that replaces all the particles in the game with ducks. So there you go. Next up, hot anime girls. Of course. And somebody said Kevin. Just Kevin. Nothing else. That was an entry. Kevin. And finally, JonTron announcer. I actually emailed JonTron. Whoops. I actually emailed JonTron asking him if he wants to be an announcer in Move or Die, but he never replied. He never got back to me. I would love to have JonTron in the game, but yeah, you go scream at him to get back to me. But yeah, I still have no idea how to end these videos, so I'm just going